Welcome back, all you crazy clowns out there. Today, we are going to talk about everything that we know so far about Killer Klowns, the game. And to those of you that have never heard of Killer Klowns at all, I'm going to let you know just how close this game is to being just like the film. It's almost as if the film was made to be a video game. And they've actually included way more than I thought that they would. Let's get right into it. So Killer Klowns is one of those films that, you know, like every time you got home from trick-or-treating or during the month of October, if it came on TV, you had to sit down and watch it. You just couldn't skip over it. It was really good. Definitely a classic that myself and my brother, my younger brother, we used to watch it way too many times. We used to share. It was a movie that you sat down and we shared the experience together. And so seeing it become a game is just surreal now, so many years later. Developed by Teravision Games and headed by Randy Greenback, who also helped head the development of Friday the 13th, the game. Now, one of the first things is the clowns, they don't speak English at all. They make gibbering noises, they grunt, and they do clown speak pretty much. The humans cannot understand what they're saying. They can understand what the humans are saying, though.
Where'd it go?
And they have placed this inside the game, and some of you will be happy to know that there is proximity chat along with this. So the way they describe it, humans will not be able to understand the clowns. I'm going to assume, it doesn't say specifically, but when the clowns talk to each other and they're talking over voice chat, to the humans, the clowns will just be making their jibber-jabber noise. So I'm assuming that when clowns talk to each other, they do their little gibbering so the humans can hear that, so they can be alerted to if a clown is close by. So even though the clowns can talk to each other, they need to learn when to be quiet if they're trying to sneak up on a human player. The same way a human player will have to be quiet if they are trying to be stealthy. So it sounds like it might work both ways. Both teams will have to be quiet when necessary, but the clowns, of course, will be able to understand what the human players are saying. So, you know, if the clowns hear you talking about a plan and you're putting together a plan, the clowns will overhear that and be able to adjust accordingly. Proximity is going to be different on every clown, so every clown will have a different acute set of hearing. Some will be able to hear farther away than others. So it sounds like the microphone game, getting in match, instead of just jumping on Discord like a lot of players might do, it sounds like it'll be a lot of fun just to do the in-game microphone. This is exciting if you think about it because it opens the door for role-playing in this game. Like, this is exciting. You could really dig into your clown, knowing that when humans hear you, they're hearing your individual clown voice coming out. Even though it's jibber-jabber, every clown would have their own sound, in theory. Hopefully there's push-to-talk and all that good stuff. Evil Dead sort of overlooked that, so that's definitely something that needs to be featured in, especially for streamers. And all this will tie in to sort of make the experience way more immersive. So, looking at the ray guns and everything, they're all in the movie. You got the popcorn bazooka. For those of you that don't know, in Killer Klowns, popcorn is kinda deadly. The popcorn is not really, you don't want to eat it. It's deadly. They grow into other weird alien clown things. You just don't want to touch anything these clowns throw out at you. All these weapons are in the film. Spikey has his dog tracking dog. That's also used just how you would imagine it in the film. He makes a little balloon dog, and then the dog tracks and sniffs out people to turn into cotton candy. This film is literally made to be a game. It's just everything that's in it you can use in the game and adapt it so easily. Even all the stereotypes, they're all in the game. Bikers, cops, punks, rednecks, the teens, it's all here. So it looks like, from looking at the gameplay and what we've seen so far, that you're going to be blasting and trapping the humans and getting them into cotton candy. So now when someone's cocooned up, I'm assuming that they're dead and they can't be rescued. I don't know 100%, but I do know that you then have to choose another class and go into another NPC, and then you will control that NPC upon coming back to life in another body. And that's something I forgot to mention. There are NPCs in the game. So when you die, the NPCs will kind of, I guess, be doing their own thing, you know, to give the immersion and the atmosphere of the game. But when you do die, if a class is available still on the map, one of the NPCs, you will come back as one of those NPCs. But the clowns can, you know, you can run out of NPCs and then you're going to lose. I'm not, again, all the specifics are not given. So I'm assuming that once they get you into their ship or wherever they need to put you, then that's it, you know, like, and maybe somebody can come and rescue you. But if they get you inside the ship, it's probably going to be a lot harder than if you were rescued out on the street. That's kind of what I got going on in my head right now with the gameplay. We don't know about everything that goes on between. It sounds like the clowns, when you shoot their nose and they die, they're resurrected. As it has been said that in order to kill the clowns, you can take the fight to the clowns, just like you could kind of take the fight to Jason in Friday the 13th. But in order to take the fight to the clowns, you have to get into their ship, destroy the cotton candy reactor, Shenanamabob, and then after that's destroyed, the clowns are now vulnerable. And so when they die the next time, they're dead indefinitely. So that's the point where the clowns are probably going to be running from the humans instead of being relentless and aggressive. Now, Teravision, the folks that are developing this game, they have an extreme passion for this game, and you can already tell by looking at their website, looking at all the features that they've put together. They have 3 different Twitter accounts, with one of them being a clown who is posing as a human. They got a news outlet for Crescent Cove itself, and then the main video game Twitter. So there's going to be plenty of content. They are wrapping a whole atmosphere around this whole thing, and I love that immensely. Now, a lot of you, when you got into Evil Dead, myself included, when you jump in there, a lot of people are kind of miffed at the fact that it's just action comedy. It's barely even a horror game, right? But we all know that there was a lot of horror elements in Evil Dead, the films. And the game seems to lack all that. It's mainly just comedy action, but it lacks a lot of the horror, right? Evil Dead's a good game, don't get me wrong, but it does lack suspense almost completely. The jump scares aren't that effective from the demon, and it really lacks the atmosphere and suspense to really put in any kind of creep factor in the game at all. But it is visually stunning. Now, with Killer Klowns from Outer Space, from some of these screenshots that we're looking at right now, look at this house. This is creepy. Like, it has a creep factor to it. So it seems like you're gonna have the big louder action moments from the film, but at the same time you're gonna have the creepy moments from the film, because there was a lot of creepy moments, and I feel like it's very important to not leave that part of the ingredient out of the game, right? So, and that's what Evil Dead did, is they left a very important ingredient out of their game, and it just lacks any kind of suspense or dread whatsoever, and they just focus on the action. Now, Killer Klowns could do the same thing. Nobody's played it yet, but from this screenshot right here, it looks like that they're kind of trying to, the fact that there's, this screenshot, plus that they've been talking about their stealth and hide and seek in the game, that right there alone is telling me that, yeah, you're going to have these kooky, actiony, comedy horror moments, but you're also going to have the creepy moments where you need to hide from the clowns. You're going to have the little the moments where it's like you don't want the clown to see you, and then they might find you, and it's kind of scary, and they could, you know, as long as the sound effects and the atmosphere are good, it can still induce what it should the same way the film did, is by having a little bit of creep factor, you know, having the creep factor, having the atmosphere along with everything else. But, you know, the game's not even out yet, and the developers have managed to build this great atmosphere around it. The hype is high, the imaginations of everybody is wondering what this is going to be like, and you read on the website, and they seem to be nailing this as close as they can to the film. This is a beautiful thing. You know, Shorty's got his boxing gloves, that's in the film. Jumbo's got his little creepy finger wag, that's in the film. You know, it talks about how Shorty's going to be able to transport himself into the pizza boxes and come out of pizza boxes. That is very obviously in the film. And they've included so many things that are in the film, and I'm sure there's a lot of stuff they haven't told us about. A lot of people are really wanting the shadow puppet thing. They want to see that in the game somehow. And if I had a personal request, you guys, holy crap, I've been begging for this in an asymmetrical horror game for a long time. Most of you that follow me and come to my streams and have heard me say it on YouTube when I used to stream over there, is I want to see a suburban neighborhood map, a big old suburban neighborhood where you can run through backyards, run inside people's houses, up on the second floor, down in the basements, you know, maybe there's a cul-de-sac, and who knows, hiding behind cars and all this kind of stuff like that. Last year, The Nightmare was going to build one. It never happened. Hide or Die was going to build one. It never happened. And we've come so close to having a suburban neighborhood map, and it's never come to be. Yo, Teravision Games, Randy, Good Shepherd, it's gotta happen. So at some point, I'm just begging, suburban neighborhood map, can it please happen? This is just my one request. Okay, maybe a second request to have myself in the game as a hyena clown, because that's totally my character. That's not gonna happen, I know, but you know what? The next best thing is this guy right here. I'm gonna main him because he looks like he'd be a hyena clown. I love this design. I can't wait. And then, of course, you know, the ice cream truck and the ice cream. I wonder if that will be included in the game somehow as maybe a collectible with the ice cream or something like that. You know, you could be getting different flavors of ice cream. There's so much you could do with this, and it's very exciting. Okay, so another thing people are kind of discussing right now, and it's a pretty hot topic, are being able to choose your teammates and the clowns versus humans. The way you choose in a lobby, whether you're going to be on the human or the clown side, is it's kind of like Friday the 13th, where you're going to prefer to be on the clown side, or you're going to prefer to be on the human side. And then it's going to be random. Now, from what I've seen and what has been said, I don't probably know the exact 100% of how this is going to work, but from what has been said, you'll prefer to be on the clown side, you'll prefer to be on the human side, and then it'll, depending on your preference, you might get the clown side, you might get the human side. It's not guaranteed. Now, when you do get on the clown side, I don't think you can pick the same clowns. Like, everybody can't be Jumbo. Like, everybody's going to have to be a different clown based off of, you know, who gets what first. So again, there's another layer there of now it's time to pick your character. So you're going to have to get on mic and discuss it and just pick the clown that you want. So now I can see problems with this, but hopefully there are none. Honestly, I've never heard or seen people complain on Friday the 13th. I've never seen people complain on Evil Dead when they didn't get what they wanted. They just go with it and then we play. Now, but I'm sure there is the crowd of people out there that if they don't get on the clown side, they're going to leave a match. Or when they do get a clown, but then they don't get to pick the clown that they want, they might leave a match. So I can see that kind of being a problem. But hopefully, you know, hopefully people just play the game. I think it would be fun to just be any clown. Maybe you don't get the clown you want. So what? Learn how to play another clown. They're all going to be really fun to play, I imagine. And honestly, playing against or with your friends either way is just going to be a blast. You guys give this channel a subscribe. I'll be following the game. Give me a thumbs up if you've been enjoying what I show and talk about on this video. I hope that you guys that have never seen the film have enjoyed these clips that I've been showing from the film and how they compare to the game. And I hope it encourages you to go out and watch it, because Killer Klowns from Outer Space is a very good movie. I think it was a little bit ahead of its time. You can still watch it today, and it's very entertaining. It keeps you glued to the screen. It comes off sounding like a very indie movie, like something you might not watch. But then when you sit down and watch it, there's so much passion in the making of the film that it keeps you there, and it has a world, it has lore, and it's actually smartly done. And hopefully we'll be seeing the same quality reflected right in the game. Again, this game is coming out 2023 for Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PS4, PS5, and PC. I can't wait to see you guys there. I'll see you on the streams and back on YouTube. I will be covering Texas Chainsaw and Killer Klowns from Outer Space. And if Evil Dead gets its shit together, we're going to still be covering that. I will see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.